Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Ms.Kassiettaj. Okay, so we're gonna start by making the drink. This is a spicy cocktail. So let's get started. So you're gonna juice up this rim really nicely and dip it in your chili flakes and your salt. You're going to add all of these lovely watermelons and you're going to smash it. Now, if you have a smasher, that's great for you. I have a wooden spoon, so here we are with a wooden spoon. And you're just going to smash, smash, smash until it looks kind of juicy. And there we go. And we're going to add the lime juice, the tequila, which is the star. Give it a little mixeroo again. And then add ice. Don't spill it all over the place like I did, but that's okay. And then some lemon zest for fun. So I went and found the straw, and then I forgot I had chunks in the watermelon, so we had to throw that aside and just really drink it without a straw. It's spicy but delicious. Okay, on today's video, we are going to be making this. It's all about this drink, which is a spicy watermelon drink. And is it spicy? All right, let's start the cake. Of course, we have to get our recipe. And I really do try really hard to get the recipe in the description below. So, of course, you want to add your butter and your sugar and you want to cream it until it gets light in color. And then as you guys see, I'm just going to prep my pans off to the side while that's creaming. And then we're going to start on the eggs and the vanilla. I like to kind of mise en place all my ingredients so I don't have to look around and be losing my mind trying to get everything together. And here we go. We got all the dry mix, the eggs, and the milk. And of course, as you're mixing all your ingredients, you want to make sure you scrape the bowl. You want to add one egg or two like I did at a time. I always do 2 eggs because I'm quite impatient. And then I just let it mix and then I scrape the bowl down again. So let me tell you all about this little spatula I have. I just bought it and honestly it's driving me nuts because it has already started to break on me. So of course I have to replace it. And now we're just going to alternate the wet with the dry. So this is a watermelon cake. So I wanted it to be pink, but I used gel. And later on, I realized I didn't really like that. So I replaced it with pink food coloring. And I just ended up adding like 4 drops. I also doubled the recipe, but you don't see it here. But I did double the recipe just to make the cake a little bit taller. So when you're alternating, you want to start with dry, wet, dry. You want to start with dry, end with dry. It just really helps it kind of come together. If you start with wet, your batter will look wet and it will not look right at all. So you want to start with dry, wet, dry. Once you've mixed it all, it looks nice and smooth. You're going to scrape as much as you can off the paddle. And then you're going to evenly distribute the batter between your two cake pans. So if you're looking now, you kind of see why I doubled it because it just really looked like not much in the pan. So I just doubled it. And that's why you'll see it in a much thicker layer in a couple of minutes. You see, I had to borrow some from the other pan. We had to smooth that in there. All right, so here we are. So now I'm just going to put them in the oven on 350. It baked for about 20-25 minutes. So now, of course, we are just going to clean my lovely blue mixer. And we're just going to clean up the kitchen while this is in the oven. So it was at this point when I realized these dishes were not going to fit on this thing, but I was going to shove them on there and make them work. Okay, so while the cake is still in the oven, we are going to make lime curb. I don't know why I struggle saying this word. It's four little letters. Anyways, so we're going to zest the lime, get as much good zest off of there. Then we're going to get all that good juice off of there, and then we're going to put our hands in there so we can catch the seeds. And put that sugar in there, just mix it up. So for some reason, every time I get on camera and I go to do my eggs, I completely bust all of them. So yeah, I won't be showing y'all that part anymore. But anyway, so while the sugar is got all nice and warm, we're gonna temper it into our yolks and then add our yolks back into that same pot. And now we're just gonna mix until it gets thick. And I switched from the spatula because I didn't really want to scrape my nice pot. So I went to this annoying spatula again. And I just mixed it until it got really thick to me. And then stick it down the middle. And if it runs back, then you know it's not done, but it stayed in place. So I knew it was done. And it's lime, so I wanted to give it the nice pink color because this is a spicy watermelon cake. And then I'm just going to give that one little mix. And then I just want this to come to a complete chill. And there is the star of the show. So we're going to put this into our buttercream this time. And the buttercream, I just wanted to have like a nice tequila taste and some lime taste. So I just mixed it. It's going to act like it doesn't like you, but it's okay. It will soon love you always. You know, you just got to beat it a little bit. And then while I was making this, it literally looked like nothing. So I went and made a fresh batch. And then I went back and mixed everything again. So now I have enough buttercream. So I have that buttercream that's going to go on the outsides. And then I have this buttercream, which is a chili buttercream, which I wanted to kind of put between the layers of the cake. And then, of course, you know, the lime curb that we're just going to mix and make sure it likes us a little bit. And then the simple syrup today is lime, of course. So I'm going to put it in here, be fancy with that funnel. And time to build. Okay, just in case I didn't say it, simple syrup is 1 part sugar, 1 part water, and it's just boiled until the sugar is dissolved. I made a lime one, so I added some lime zest to mine, and I just threw the limes right in there as it was boiling. But it'll be in the description. So you remember how I said my cakes are now nice and thick, so I ended up making a 4-layer cake, which I was completely happy with. And the cake boards I'm using, they're disposable. I bought mine at Walmart, but I'm sure you can get them like somewhere else, like Amazon or wherever. I just get mine from Walmart, and they come in a pack of 3. And after I cut them all in half, we are just going to soak them in this simple syrup and let them rest for about 30-40 minutes to an hour. And time to start building. So this is our lime and tequila buttercream. And we're just going to drop a few little of this on there. I wanted it to taste like it, but I didn't want it to overpower anything. So I went in and cut this layer because as I was looking at it, it just looked kind of thicker than all the other ones. So we just went and cut it down, and then we simple syrup that and we sat it aside while I worked on my other 2 layers. This layer is going to have the most of the curve because I was looking at it, I was like, okay, I could have put more on each layer, but whatever, it worked out for us anyways. And we're just going to plop those other 2 layers on top, and then I'm going to frost the sides. I don't know what it is. I just hate when the frosting is just hanging all off the sides. So I'm just going to frost the sides, and I'm going to do a crumb coat and chill. So when I crumb coat and chill, I frost the sides, and then I just put the whole thing in the freezer or the fridge. I put it in the freezer for about 30 minutes. And because this is Swiss buttercream, it gets very hard very fast. And that's what you want. All right, so I had flipped it, and now I'm just going to finish buttercreaming everything, just frosting everything. So I did this for fun. I was trying to figure out what design I was going for. This one's super easy, and you guys will see me do it on a lot of my cakes. So now we're just going to frost the sides. As you see, I messed up that top because I said it wasn't important. So when I frost the sides, I literally throw all the buttercream on the top and then I smooth it to the sides. This is the way, like, I've been doing it like this for so long. I think my mother showed me how to do this, and it's just throughout my career, I just do it like this. It actually works for me. And then, of course, you fill in the stuff, fill in your gaps. And then I've learned to smooth the sides. This bench scraper, it works best. It works actually for me better than those metal ones. I don't know why, but it does. And with this buttercream, if you get that nice and like you clean it and it's really warm, it'll smooth everything off even better. So this is the chili flakes buttercream, and I'm just kind of smearing it off on the sides. And then again, I'm going to go in and smooth it. And I'm going to put our fancy design in there. And then we're going to do the design on the top as well. You don't have to go all the way to the end because I do like piping on it. But right now I'm just going to score it so that I can get my piping on each slice. So I've had people look at me weird when I cut it this way, but this is the easiest way I know how to cut the piping bag. I don't cut it, then throw the tip in there because I want to make sure it's the right size. So now we're just going to pipe little rosettes down the center of each slice. I don't know why my hand is in this motion. And now I just felt like it needed extra, so I'm putting some flakes on the top. I ran out of limes, but if you have extra limes, you just slice them and you can sit them right in the middle of your rosettes on the top. And voila. So, of course, we got a sample. Ooh, it looks so pretty. You see the green in the middle from the curd. It looks so pretty. And I just put my hands all over this one because this was my slice. And there it is, all nice up close. Now it's time to try it out for y'all. I was quite surprised by the flavor. It tastes just like the drink to me. I ended up eating the whole thing and it was super delicious. Thanks for coming, and I'll see you guys in the next video.